Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Inventor Club. I'm your founder and president of National Inventor Club. My name is Brian Freed. Nice to meet everybody if I haven't met you already. And we have an amazing night tonight. This is the Inventor Showcase. This is part one of a two-part series. So tomorrow night, we have our service provider showcase. And for the members tonight, they are actually members of National Inventor Club. One of the perks of being a paid member is to be able to be part of the showcase. And obviously, everybody is welcome, whether you're paid or you're not paid. If you are paid, besides being a showcase, doing a inventor showcase, you also can do an intro in one of our upcoming meetings. You also get a t-shirt, and there's some discounts also that you get for being a National Inventor Club member. And actually for next year, we're going to start having breakout sessions. So whether it's after the meetings or during the week, another time, we're going to have breakout sessions where the members can get together and collaborate and have conversation on video, chat, different rooms. So if you're interested in licensing or manufacturing or raising money, or if you're looking for a patent attorney or agent, there's all kinds of different rooms that we're going to have that you'll be able to be a part of. So again, another perk for being a member of National Inventor Club. But again, everybody's welcome tonight, and we're looking forward to an amazing night. Let's start off with somebody. Her name is Robin Hilton. She is from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. She is a former patent examiner, and now she's part of the Innovation Outreach Team. Again, from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Thank you, Robin, for joining us, and please share whatever information that you have from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. You there, Robin? Can you hear me?
Well, thank you, Brian, and thank you. Yes, I can.
Great.
Yes, I can. Hello, thank you, Brian, and thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. As Brian said, I'm a former patent examiner, and I currently work as part of the outreach program at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. And I just want to tell you about a few things that are happening at the Patent Office that you might be interested in. First of all, there are a number of events that are coming up. Tomorrow, there's the China Intellectual Property Quarterly Legislation and Case Law Update will be at 1 p.m. You can find information regarding that on our website at uspto.gov. Type in events, and it will take you directly to the page that will help you to find that information. We also have IP basics and path to patent, as well as trademark basics boot camps coming up, all starting in January. Again, you can find that information on our events page as well. One of the other resources I'd really like to talk to you about is the Patent and Trademark Resource Centers. We call those PTRCs. Those are located all across the country. There are staff members there that can help you with your searches. There's a new search tool that will be coming out, which is called the Patent Public Search. And if you need more information, again, you can find the information on our website, or you can call our local office at 571-272-1000. One exciting change that people may be excited to hear about is that at some point in time, probably early next year, the Patent and Trademark Office will no longer issue U.S. patents on paper. They will be delivered electronically. That was announced in our director's blog on December 10th as part of the modernization program. There will be a notice going out in the notice of proposed rulemaking going out very soon, which will talk about how that will work, and we'll be asking for feedback from the public. So that will be your opportunity to weigh in on that, on the exciting prospect of getting your patents issued much more quickly rather than waiting for a paper copy. Paper copies will still be available. However, there will be a small fee for getting a paper copy. Although a trademark rule doesn't require notifying the public of the change, the Patent and Trademark Office would like to still offer our stakeholders the opportunity to give us feedback on digital registrations for trademarks. Those are just a few of the exciting things that are coming down the pike. If you have any questions, I'll be around. You feel free to go to the USPTO.gov website and find tons of information. As a matter of fact, it might be information overload, but there's plenty of information for you to find. We're there to help you. If you need any other assistance, feel free to reach out to the outreach team at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Thank you so much, Robin.
And I think that's my time, Brian. I'm more than happy to give you more information if you need it.
Thank you, Robin. Really appreciate you being here from U.S. Patent and Trademark Office representing. Listen, inventors, entrepreneurs, whatever, even the patent attorneys and agents and engineers, I'm sure people at one time or another being in this environment of invention, innovation, have been visiting or have visited the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office website. So it's uspto.gov. There's actually a great area there that's inventor resources. Obviously, you can look up and find out information about patents, about trademarks, about copyrights, about there's all different types of things that are on there. So definitely take advantage of it. And just like Robin's saying, there's hotlines that you can go right into and call. If you have questions, they're there to answer, and they answer pretty quickly and very efficiently. So thank you, Robin, for all you do with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and really appreciate you joining us for a few minutes here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, let's get our next guest on. And by the way, we have amazing inventors that are behind the scenes here waiting to present for our National Inventor Club Inventor Showcase. But I'd like to introduce Terry Whipple. Hello, Terry.
Hello.
I don't know if everybody needs an introduction from you or who you are, but I've known Terry I've been running inventors clubs for over 15 years now. And one of the first calls I made, because I really admired the format that Terry had with the Juneau County Economic Development Center in Wisconsin. And what I did was I took his model, picked his brain a little bit. He actually had more than just some information. He had almost like a whole program together. Excuse me. And I really got an understanding of what he was doing. And I went to my county executives here on Long Island, and they ended up starting it through their economic development center. And that grew in, and I stuck to the same name as Terry had for his groups. That was the Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club of Nassau and Suffolk County here, and you had it of Wisconsin, all the different counties there. So, Terry, if you can, and the reason why I have Terry on as a guest tonight, because I don't know how many years you've been doing this. I know it's definitely longer than me, but Terry announced his retirement. And I know everybody in Wisconsin out there who's joining us are sad that he's going, but also happy that he's finally getting a chance to do what he wants to do without any commitment or obligation. So, Terry, maybe you can just give a quick background about who you are, what you've done, and what you're going to be doing.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Brian. And you've done a great job there with this national club. It's amazing what we started, which really to build a community that supported inventors and entrepreneurs, because it's not an easy thing, as you all know. And so we started our first Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club 20 years ago. And it not only spread throughout the state, but it spread throughout the country. And then we had inquiries from 13 different countries. Some countries like Kazakhstan actually sent their university over to study what we've been doing. And it's had a big impact and stuff. And, you know, in the past, I did corporate turnaround. So I was on the East Coast in entrepreneurial innovation. I was in Silicon Valley. And when I came back to the Midwest, I noticed how hard it was because we didn't have that vibrant community. And so we just built it with the Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club. And I think that's what you've done. These people they want to see each other succeed. And they're not only great resources to help each other, but they're great resources to motivate each other. And so I'm really proud with what all this turned out to be. It was something simple. And and it's still simple, but it's so meaningful. And as far as what I'm going to do, you can tell I'm going to be doing what I love. Is I'm going to be a mountain man. It's what I did in my youth, and I'm going to be doing that again. I'm also building an off-road park for Jeeps that love to climb rocks, because I have a beautiful property with a quarry and a lot of rocks and beautiful forest and prairies. So I'm going to be busy, and I'll stay in touch with all of you, but I wish you the very best. And, Brian asked me about my words of wisdom, and I know Mike is probably going to talk about this too, because I've said for 20 years, to find success as an inventor and an entrepreneur, it's like playing the lottery. You can't win if you don't play. So get out there and play.
I like it. Thank you so much, Terry. How many inventors clubs do you think that you're responsible for? In Wisconsin, how many you think?
Well, in Wisconsin, at the peak, there's about 47 clubs that started, and some of them have gone away and then they started again. But just to give you an idea how they spread around the country, the state of Nebraska invited me to give a presentation to 600 people in economic development, and the governor was announcing that they were looking for somebody to prototype what we'd done, and they found out there was already 3 clubs started out there. So they're all over, and Mike Burns has stories where he was traveling down in Texas and ran across billboards that were talking about the Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club. So it's hard to say, Brian. It was something that we wanted to go free. We didn't want to, make anything, big of it where it has to be done exactly like our model. We just wanted it to go free out there into the country, and it did.
Wow. Well, we put you also on the front of National Inventor Club website. Thank you again for all your commitment, dedication, hard work. I know you're in Wisconsin. You're not in my neck of the woods here and some of the other people, but just think about how many different inventors clubs that Terry is responsible for or was responsible for, and enjoy your retirement. I know, Mike, you are one of the members of Wisconsin. You're also a presenter here tonight, but I know that you wanted to say a quick word to Terry on behalf of all the Juneau County members and even outside of Juneau County, wherever you are.
Well, I'd be very happy. I've got a little list here. I have to be a tattletale for him. I met Terry first about 10 years ago. I don't remember where I learned about Terry's meetings, but I was hooked from the first one. I drive about an hour and a half each way once a month to attend his meetings. On meeting nights, Terry greets the people, most of them by name, by hi and a big smile. He opens the meeting discussing what was happening in Juneau County and the surrounding area. And I live, I would say, about 6 or 8 counties away from where Juneau County is. He knows almost everyone attending and what the occupants do. It is common for new people to attend the meetings. Terry asks the new people their names and what they're looking for at the meeting. After he finds out what they wanted from the meetings, many times he would tell them to talk to a certain person that was there that evening, because they would have the same experience that the person was looking for that showed up at the meeting. And he knows what people's interests are and plays matchmaker. He's a business matchmaker. He's helped start several successful businesses. He has contacts with many people with many different interesting things throughout the country. Terry has connections. He is involved with the I-Lead Charter School in Boston, Wisconsin. One of the pupils there wanted to get into glass blowing. Terry put out a call to his contacts, and 3 people responded that they would be very happy to help with glass blowing. How many glass blowers do you know? My wife and I spent time in the Rio Grande Valley many years ago. We were in McAllen, Texas several years later, and to visit because we hadn't been there for quite a while. I went to the Chamber of Commerce for information about what to do there. A large easel was in the room with a significant sign on it that said INE meeting Friday at 7 o'clock. I inquired about the meeting and was directed to a person in charge. When he found out that what I wanted, that I was from Wisconsin, he told me he flew to Madison, Wisconsin and drove to Camp Douglas for an INE meeting. He was there to learn how to host an INE meeting because the guy who ran them there was the best guy in the country running meetings, and he wanted to start out at the top. I always felt Terry's meetings invigorated me. It's a 12-step program for inventors and entrepreneurs. Thanks, Terry. Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers.
Very nice. Terry, can you believe we almost didn't have you on the meeting tonight. Mike would have just been talking, and we would have had to ask you to listen to the message, but I'm glad that you were here. And I know that many other people feel the same way. I see in the comments also people are wishing you a happy retirement. So we wish you all the best, Terry. And how about stick around with me if you can for as long as you can and help me to moderate tonight's meeting.
Well, I'll catch you later on that, Brian, but I wish you all the best, and I'll be with you again. I'm just going to take a little break.
Okay. Well, we're okay with that. Thank you again, Terry, and to everybody out there in Wisconsin. You've had a great guy leading you there, and we wish you all the best, Terry.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay. Take care. All right. Now let's get our Inventor Showcase going. Let's start off with Jeff Guindon. So our inventors who are going to be showcasing tonight, they are going to be allocated 4 minutes. So I'm going to have my timer on, and they're going to talk about, well, first they're going to introduce themselves, who they are, where they're from, and what their ideas that they came up with. They're going to demonstrate their product or prototype. They're going to tell us what they've done so far and what's next, and then share any website or contact information if you'd like to keep in touch with them or buy their product. And our first presenter tonight, so I think we have about 7. I think there might be 1 or 2 that we're still waiting, but we do have a full house tonight. So let's start off with Jeff, and your 4 minutes starts now.
Hi, Brian. Hi, everyone. Brian, thank you for allowing me to do this. In terms of my background, I grew up on the East Coast, went to school in California, spent most of my working life in the Seattle area, and 6 years ago came back to Southern California. I am supposed to be retired, but I have been working like crazy to bring a product called CycleSite into existence, and we're having fun doing it. But let me. You might want to find the word fun. CycleSite came about because I had a rather frightening experience when I was riding my bike, and that was followed up by an event where my sister-in-law was wound up in the hospital for several weeks. And I began thinking that in the 90s, Nissan had a heads-up display where you could see what's on the screen. And I'm thinking, why couldn't we have that as well as cyclists? So in a way to see rear approaching traffic without jerking your head around. So I'll show you the parts, and then you'll have to tell me, Brian, if I've got this on the screen, but this is the display, and it sits on the handlebars. And here's the camera, and the camera can focus. Those little dots you see around the camera are what called IR lights that help you see at night. So the question is, how do you go from there to putting it on your bike? And it's pretty easy. They have mounts. Here's a mount. Here's a mount. And it goes on the bike. And you can see, I don't know if you can see through, but you can see there's an image on the screen. And we not only have an image on the screen that's real time, but we also record. So should a cyclist be hit from behind, there'll be a recording of that event for evidence. We are currently working to get our pre-orders out. And the idea from there is a social media campaign where we will get interested people to sign up so that we'll have a list to which we can market. And the reason that we need kind of another pre-marketing campaign is that we need to pay for injection molding. The pre-orders were done with what's called urethane molding, which is expensive on a per unit basis, but inexpensive on a mold basis. And injection molding is the opposite. So I'm happy to say that we just received our patent, and if Robin is listening, I'm happy to pay for the paper that it goes on. And the effective date was yesterday, so we're pretty happy about that. And we are asking people to go on the website, sign up, be in the raffle to win a hat. And we are also, in terms of our marketing effort, in terms of raising funds, looking toward patent brokers and licensing deals. So we're trying to do multiple things at the same time. Feel free to go to the website, which is www.cyclingdesigns, all one word, .com, and you can place an order and get a $100 discount, or you can just place a reservation. You can just sign up and be on the list. Production will begin when we have enough orders to pay for the injection molding. And if you are interested in speeding things up a little bit in terms of funding, just email me, Jeff, Jeff, Guindon, Gindin, all one word, at cyclingdesigns.com. And there's my pitch.
You're right on time. Now, for those of you who took a look and see what, and Jeff, you have your prototype there? That's actually a mini bike that Jeff put together, and it's for the cyclists, or it can be, I know that you might be thinking about some other applications there, but for the bike, for the cyclists, you put the camera on the front, you put the camera on the back, and you see the display on the front, and you can actually see what's happening behind you. Amazing.
Exactly. Yes.
Congratulations.
Exactly.
Congratulations on your issued patent. I see Robin on YouTube gave you a little smiley face there, so congratulations. And
thank you.
You do have some that are for sale. So the website for us to go to purchase right now, I know it's not the full mass production. You are making them and selling them and looking to validate it. So what website should we go to?
www.cyclingdesigns.com.
Excellent.
All one word.
Excellent. Congratulations, Jeff. And if you can stick around for a little while, at the end, we'll have our audience ask questions to you if they have any. Okay?
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks again. All right. So by the way, I just wanted to announce for January, I thought it would be great to have kind of like a words of wisdom, almost like a pump up, rah, rah, get our New Year's 2022 going. So I've booked John Tesh. I don't know if anybody's heard of John Tesh. Hopefully you have. Maybe you can throw me a quick message in the chat. John Tesh, if you're listening to the radio stations and you hear Intelligence for Your Life, he always puts like the kind of the words of wisdom out there. He has some amazing inspiration for us, whether we're in business or life or whatever it is, we're kind of stuck. He will help us to get unstuck. So John Tesh, Emmy Award winner. He was on Entertainment Tonight. He was a host for the Olympics. He has a bunch of jingles and different things that are very popular out there. Yes, the radio guy. That's right. So he'll be our guest. I just spoke to him before our meeting this evening, so I'm really excited. It'll be January 11th. Okay, let's get to our next guest. Her name is Kathy Kirk. She is the inventor of the coffee bullet, and Kathy is a real trooper, an inventor. She really stuck through tonight. I know that she wasn't feeling fantastic, but she decided to still continue and present to everybody. So let's give her the floor, Kathy. 4 minutes, tell us who you are, where you're from, what your idea is, demonstrate your product to us, tell us where you are today with your invention and what the future holds for you. And congratulations on your success so far. You'll tell everybody about it, and let's see what you have to say.
Okay, thank you. Well, my name is Kathy Kirk, and I'm from Colorado, born and raised. I invented the coffee bullet, and the idea came to me because the filter kept collapsing when I made my coffee and made grounds in my coffee, made the mess on the countertop, and I was had just been diagnosed with leukemia, so I was kind of looking for something to focus on that was productive and kept my mind busy. And boy, this did it. I learned so much. The paper filters help. I started my research, and they help with cholesterol. They help because of the diterpenes that are in coffee grounds. They help with lower the risk of heart attack, stroke. They help lower the risk of type 2 diabetes. So by using a paper filter, it can really help your health. So by that point, I thought, well, I was really on to something. So I started out by making a prototype and testing it. And then I found out what a CAD file was. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know any of this. I used to do stained glass, so everything here was very new to me. I researched. I met wonderful people who helped me research. I got a 3D print of my CAD file, and it was a little off, so I redid it. And I actually went to a university and got them to do the 3D print for me. I was very fortunate. I met wonderful people who were really very helpful. So I have patented it. It's patented. The name is trademarked. You can see. Packaging was another new thing to learn. I didn't know how to do any of that. Design, the name, I had 3 or 4 pages of names written out at one point with every mixture you could come up with. The way this works, you've got your coffee pot here. I'm going to pull out, got your basket. Put your filter in there so you can all see it. Then you add your coffee. Then you take your coffee bullet, and instead of just making it, take your coffee bullet and you set it right at the top of the filter. It doesn't sit on top of the filter, but right at the top. And it will not collapse no matter what you do. I've crumpled the filters up to make them a real mess, and they still stay up so that you don't get the grounds in your coffee and it doesn't overflow onto your counter. I've got a website, Coffee Filter Fix. Take aim at Coffee Filter Fix is the reason for the name Coffee Bullet, because at that time I was needing to aim for something positive, and this was a lot of work. I spent hours every day, sometimes into the night, trying to research. People would tell me things and I wouldn't know what it was. So it really kept my mind busy, which was very, very good. The packaging on the back, it shows both ways of what it can look like. It's guaranteed. I have 5-star ratings. What I would really, really love to do is get it licensed with a coffee pot maker, filters. I thought it was really neat that the paper filter was invented by a woman. I was recently put into John Baer's book that for the women sole inventors, there's only 7% of us. That was an honor. I've just been trying to get it out there, put it on the social networks. I new things again to learn. A lot of new learning for me. This was all brand new. The idea, all of it. And you can buy it at coffeefilterfix.com.
Kathy, you did it. I bet you feel so much better than you did this morning, right?
Yeah. I'm really proud of this. regardless of where it goes, I'm really proud of the work and the knowledge that I got from doing this, because the knowledge can never be taken from me. And I'm very proud that I got to do something and show my kids and my grandkids that grandma's still in there swinging.
Well, congratulations, Kathy. We wish you much more continued success. And whoever's watching, please support all the inventors tonight. Buy their products and keep them in business and keep our small business inventors and entrepreneurs going. So congratulations, good luck, and feel better. Thank you. And thank you for being a member of National Inventor Club.
I'm proud to be a member. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you, Kathy. And you'll stick around also. We'll ask you a couple questions from the audience, okay? I know there's a lot of coffee lovers out there and they're getting excited. So we'll find out their questions in a little while, okay? Okay. All right, let's get Mariko Simpson on. He is from Foremost Grooming, and you might recognize him because one of the other perks for being an inventor member of National Inventor Club is that you can possibly be in the inventor spotlight. And Mariko came out with a pet line of his Foremost Grooming product. And Mariko, you're going to be presenting tonight for 4 minutes. So tell us who you are, where you're from, why you're here, and demonstrate your product for us. Tell us what you've done so far, and then tell us what's next in store for you at Foremost Grooming, okay?
Okay, great deal. Greetings, everyone. Hope all are doing well. My name is Mariko Simpson. I'm the inventor of the world first. It's a clipper and a brush combined into one, named the cut brush. All right, this is it right here. But before I get to that, I'm originally from State Line, Mississippi, a very small town. I served 10 years active duty military before I was diagnosed with a chronic kidney disease, and I was discharged from the military, in which makes me a service disabled veteran. During my tour in the military, I also had I still have the barbershop and also a barber school. So I've been cutting hair ever since I was about 12 years old, 11 to 12 years old. So I've always been a passion of mine, cutting hair. So I invented this product. I came up with this idea of the cut brush when I was teaching my student at my barber school. He had a problem actually using this traditional clipper to cut his hair, and he didn't understand how to go with the grain and against the grain, and that's when the idea came about. And what I mentioned to him to help him understand a little better was that you actually cut your hair the same way you brush it. So when I thought of that, when the idea came to me, I said, what if they had a brush, and if they would just stick this blade inside the brush, then I think that it will make self-grooming, a whole lot more simple, And so in 2017, I applied for the patent, went into the patent pending phase in November 2017. It was finally patent approved after getting denied many times in December 2019. It went into patent pending in 2017. So 2017, and got patent approved December 2019. And this is the product right here. It's a motorized clipper and brush, as you can see. It has the button for the motor, as you can hear it. It also comes with 5 comb attachments, so you can cut your hair, however low that you want to cut it. And then also comes with a magnet, so once you place it on, it doesn't move on you. And also, if you don't want to use the bristles, you can also remove this piece right here, and you can, just use it without the bristle piece. All right, so we released this one right here. This is actually Mod 3. We released Mod 1 on January the 1st, 2019. Now we on Mod 3, which was released earlier this year. Also, not only does it work for people, it also is designed to work for pets also. So, this is the one for the pets, as you can see right here. I did the exact same concept. It comes with the handle also as well. So if you're a left or right hand user, you can place the handle on either side, like here, like that. All right. This is the boxing, and on the back it gives you a graphic design of the pieces that comes with it, the 5 chrome attachments, and all the pieces that comes with the brushes explained. Right now we sell on our website at formatsgrooming.com. The one for the pets is forpets.formatsgrooming.com. We also sell on Amazon and Walmart. So if you all have any interest in buying one of these products, whether you are a person or if you have pets, you cannot go wrong with either one. So hair will always exist, and so with these 2 products.
Mariko, amazing. Congratulations. And I know, and you have an amazing fan club too. You have a big fan club. How many people do you have following you?
Well, with our Instagram and Facebook combined, we have about 31,000.
31,000. And
yes.
I don't know if you want to tell us, you don't have to, but
okay.
I mean, you're selling a decent amount of these every month on Amazon even, right?
Yes. We sell a decent amount, maybe over 200 or 300 a month.
Very nice.
Combined.
Congratulations, Mariko. You're doing great, and you're an inspiration to all people out there. Look, you came up with somebody. You noticed that there was a problem with something somebody was doing. You took it upon you to figure it out, go through all the steps and processes, and you manufacture it and you're selling it. But not only are you selling it, you're building a whole community around it. You're building a following around it. You have different programs and different things that you're teaching people. You really built a brand for yourself, and congratulations. And I know that you have a fan club here. There's a lot of people cheering you on. So if you could stick around also, we can get some questions that people might want to ask you at the end, okay?
All right, we'll do. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Mariko. Stand by, okay. All right, let's get Alexis from My Two Ladies Knitting. Alexis, I've seen you before. I know you're on Long Island here, so we've known each other for a long time, and thank you for being a member and also displaying your T-shirt and wearing your T-shirt. Thank you so much. There's a proud member. So you got 4 minutes. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and why you're here. Demonstrate the product or prototype. I know you have a product, and tell us what you've done so far and what's next for you and your My Two Ladies Knitting product brand line, right? You have a whole line of products, which you'll tell us about.
Yes, terrific. Thank you, Brian. And wow, this has been a really informative and a show so far. Really, really terrific. So my name is Alexis Mantioni. As Brian said, I live on Long Island, New York. I retired and decided that I would do more knitting. I knit. I have knit since I'm a child. So I was very much looking forward to retiring, and I joined a local yarn shop, and I was enjoying knitting. But as I was knitting, and I'll just show you this, I was knitting this gigantic, heavy blanket, actually a king-size blanket. So very, very heavy, and as you can imagine. So it was starting to become not fun anymore. And I just want to show you an example. Well, let me show you this. So I invented needles, a pair of needles that will help you have the possibility of less pain in your hands, less tension, even up to your shoulders, your arms, your wrists. And there is nothing like this on the market. So usually when we think of knitting needles, we think of this, a knitting needle. Now, how on earth would you make a big blanket like that with a knitting needle? You would have to seam things together. So anyway, as I was at the shop and I was complaining to the other ladies that are there that this was no fun, there had to be something different, blah, blah, blah. So they assured me there's nothing that could be done about this. And I just got up. I went to the table where they have different needles and tools and pliers and all these things. And it just popped into my head. And I made a prototype right there. And it actually worked. And I transferred my blanket onto the needles. It was such a, oh my goodness, light bulb moment. And I was using it. So there were a lot of, faces like, I cannot believe this. So anyway, I want to show you, since we have 4 minutes, I have to curb my enthusiasm. So I have put this on a smaller, this is a shawl. I put it on a smaller project so you could see it easier. So this is the key. It's a needle with a long cord attached to it. And what this does is it allows you to knit long things with lots and lots and lots of stitches. So you do knit as you would with a straight needle, but here is the punchline, or here is the wonderful thing. So you're knitting, and when you knit, usually all your stitches fall to the bottom and you have to pull them up, like on a circular needle, which is another type of needle. Those are the only two types of needles. Now there's 3 types of needles. So what this does is you take this little toggle and look at this. You just push it up, and now all of your stitches that were down here, right, that keep falling down, are all up here now. So you're knitting faster, easier, less stress on your hands and arms and, all of the above, and less repetition because you don't have to do this all the time. So good for your hands. So that's what I kind of am going with, good for your hands. That is the needle. What we did then, things were going pretty well. And oh, by the way, I got it patented. Yes, I did get it patented. And also, which I didn't know about this either, I was not a business person before this. There's a lot to learn. So I did get the patent, and also for the method of knitting. So that's another important part to the puzzle, which I didn't know there was such a thing. So a different method of knitting. So you learn all of these things. So after that, I decided I wanted to get a line, because when people are knitting or crocheting or all these things, they usually do these different things. You don't just want needles. So P.S. I see my friend Brian there. So wrap it up. I talk too much.
I didn't say anything.
I know what you're thinking, Brian. Okay, so I did grow it into a brand. I have all kinds of different tools, and keeping hand health in mind. That's really what it is. So what am I doing now, and what am I looking forward to doing? Right now, I'm in the midst of rebranding, and also to grow the business. It kind of got, so we got to go here, and that's where I'm at. Well,
Congratulations, Alexis. You're in a niche business, a knitting business.
Yeah.
And you've really generated some, like, people know who you are in the knitting business, and you've taken an invention and you started to build other products around it. So when people are coming to your website or to you for your product, you have other things to offer. So you've been doing this for a while. You were supposed to be retired, but you decided to do this. And I know you're loving what you do, and you're making money with it. And it's amazing that you get to it's an amazing experience, right? You get to see people using what you came up with.
It really is your baby. It really is your baby. And I'm proud of myself, I have to tell you. It's just
well, we're proud of you also. And you have some great people here that are giving you some very nice feedback. I would start adding them to the feed here like this, but I want to keep us going. So you have you'll take a look. So excellent. All right, Alexis, stand by and stick around for the questions. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right, let's get Dr. Ryan Letts on. There he is. He has, how you doing, Ryan?
I'm great, thanks.
Dr. Ryan. He came up with an invention called the maglev alternator. And I'm going to see if I can make this happen for us. There we go. All right. So why don't you tell us who you are, where you're from, and why you're here, demonstrate your product, and I guess kind of go through it with the slides, because this generator is not something you're probably keeping in your living room there.
No, absolutely not.
Well, all right, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And Brian, I want to say a special thank you to you and the National Inventors Club. You folks are fantastic. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Ryan Letts, and this is my invention called the Zephyr Ultra-Low Friction Maglev Alternator. It's a mouthful, but I will kind of go through this just so you understand my background and how I came up with this idea. So I was originally born on the island of Jamaica, but I was raised here in New York. I was raised in New York, and I served in the U.S. military, where I learned electrical engineering. The alternator that I came up with, it has been about 20 years in the making, simply because this is using some of the most advanced technology that we have currently to produce ultra low friction in motors. And that's a huge problem, friction in motors, because it depletes some of the useful energy that the motors produce. This alternator is different from other alternators in the fact that it uses magnetic levitation to produce rotation. And that's important for small wind turbines, which you see in this photo here. This is a new, actually a Generation 3 Cat 5 vertical axis wind turbine. And this turbine is a very novel and much more efficient model than what's currently on the market. If you go to the second slide, Brian.
Yep.
What you see on your screen here is a map of the US and all of the current facilities or wind farms that produce wind electricity. As you can see from the headline, this is from one of the latest reports that renewable energy needs to expand significantly to meet our sustainability goal by 2030. Now, wind turbines, by and large, are the large turbines that you see, and they're in remote locations. That's because they have a lot of wind. If you look at the map, you see it's very concentrated because there's only certain places in the US that get enough wind speed to sustain wind turbines. What the maglev alternator does is it makes small commercial wind turbines more feasible. So all those blank areas on the spot can now have small commercial wind turbines to make them more feasible and help us to reach our renewable energy goals. So I know that we're going to do a Q&A. I didn't know how much time you wanted me to speak because I have something written down for this.
Well, you got about a minute and a half. So
okay, no worries. So if we go to the next slide. So this wind turbine, what sets it apart from other wind turbines is that if you look at the base, this turbine is actually designed for urban areas and remote locations. So currently, one of the reasons you don't see a lot of wind turbines in residential areas is, one, because they need a lot of wind, also because they're large and unsightly. These wind turbines are smaller and actually can work in more condensed areas, so they can help us offset a lot of the electricity generation that we need. If you skip through the next page. So currently we have 5 models available, and this, just to let you know that this is still in the research and development stage, this technology, but we've also developed a working prototype, we're currently looking to, we just licensed did our first license for this technology. And this is for a manufacturer that wants to use our technology for their wind turbines that you saw in this photo. We currently have an order for about 90,000 of these on an annual basis. So, however, this is a hardware technology in the renewable energy space. It's advanced, so it does take a lot of capital to bring something like this to market. So we're currently, this technology is currently available, and you can reach us via email. Our email is contact@cleonmaine.com, and I believe the the information is in the slide, and you can reach out to us if you're interested.
Wow. Very, very interesting. So you have a fully issued patent on this, or is it pending?
It's patent pending at the
Patent pending. And I know we took the visual off the screen, but the way that the air is flowing through your generator is what really makes yours unique. And it's generating more power than the standard generator out there. So really, congratulations. And you're an electrical engineer, you said?
Correct. Yes, I'm an electrical engineer in the military and architecture as well. So.
Congratulations.
And
very, very nice.
T-shirt.
Oh, that's we couldn't see that. You're down a little bit there. Right?
Thank you. I'm a member as well.
Thank you for being a member, Dr. Ryan Letts, and stick around if there's any questions. You have some people here that are sending comments. Super interesting tech. I'm really looking forward to hearing more. Fascinating. I know that during everybody else's presentations, these were all coming on here. So thank you, everybody, for your comments. So stick around, Ryan, and we'll get to you. We have one more presenter. Okay, Mr. Mike Burns from Sundown Ideas. Hello, Mike. We saw you at the beginning with Terry Whipple. So why don't you tell us who you are, where you're from, why you're here, and show us what you've invented and where you are right now and what the future holds for you. Okay, you have 4 minutes.
I'm Mike Burns. I am from Waunakee, Wisconsin. It's about 10 miles north of Madison, Wisconsin. And my job ended about 20 years ago. I retired about 20 years ago. I was a computer drafter designer for an engineering firm. And I have two things that I would like to show. See how my camera is. I've got to get my camera up. Close enough. One thing, it depends how much time I have left at the end. I have a boat ladder. This is if I get it unwound here, a boat ladder that is foldable, movable, very sturdy. This one is 3 steps. It's 4 feet long. Aircraft cable, PVC pipe. If I have time, I'll catch that at the end. But my main thing that I am having right now is what I call a jacket butler. I fell and did a number on my shoulder that I couldn't put my jacket, shirt, or coat on or off without help. My wife was very good at helping me, but there were times she wasn't around. And I thought that I could master this. I tried several different clamps, and I finally had to go to China to get these. There's nothing like this in this country, this size. This, I put a paracord on the end here. And then I have this, I call my anchor. This makes for a slide. For fitting on doorknobs, cabinet hardware. It will fit around. Oh, you can't see it there. What it does, it goes around the post, and then this goes through here to anchor it to post, so you don't need to tie knots or anything. I have Well, I have been selling these. I've got a patent pending on this. They're, I'm stuck for words. I'm not accustomed to doing things like this. This, I can give a quick demonstration. It's for taking coats off and putting them on. To take a coat off, this hooks into the cuff of the coat, and you squeeze it shut. You move like this and pulls the coat off. That's better than trying to run around and find someone that take care of it for you. To put the coat on, this gets hooked onto the coat about, sleeve high. And you squeeze the clamp on it. You put your good arm in the good sleeve, and when you turn like this, the other sleeve comes right handy for you to get the coat on. Without having someone that stand behind you and thread your arms through. This I will show you again. Very slick.
Very nice, Mike. So what are you doing right now with it, Mike? And what does the future hold for you and the Jacket Butler?
Well, I would like to license the Jacket Butler. If I could get distributors, I have people who could make them for me and sell them to distributors and let them sell them for me.
Okay. And is it patented or pending?
It's pending. It's close. Within days I send in the check and then I will get the patent right away.
Very nice, Mike. We're out of time, and one of our other presenters did show up, so want to get him also into the meeting. If you'd like to just very quickly just explain your next invention, I don't want to leave you hanging without mentioning it.
Oh, that is the boat ladder. It's a foldable boat ladder. It's very handy because you can move it from one side of the boat to the other. I have sold some to places that do search and rescue, so they can put it on any boat and get out in the water and help people back in the boat.
Very nice. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Congratulations. Something practical and handy. You have some great, you got some feedback here too. I could use one myself. Cool. Very slick. Good idea. It's pretty neat and helpful. So congratulations, Mike. It seems like you're onto something. So we'll keep you on for questions afterwards. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hold on one second. All right. Okay. We have. Hello, Herb. How are you? Can you hear us?
Yes. Yeah. The sound is there's an echoing and reverberation.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully we can get through it. We don't hear any echo from you, but hopefully you can get through it. Maybe your volume might be high. But Herb Bennett, he has a new geometry for describing curved space. So Herb, you have 4 minutes. If you can tell us who you are, where you're from, and the reason you came up with your invention, and demonstrate whatever it is that you'd like to show us, and tell us what you've done so far and what the future holds, okay? You have 4 minutes. Can you hear us, Mike? Herb, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Yes,
Okay.
I can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm Herb Bennett. I'm an architect. I come from the West Indies.
We hear you. You can keep going.
Okay. And basically what I'm doing now is inventing a vocabulary of three-dimensional forms that is basically very architectonic, but it's also using the principles of non-Euclidean geometry, meaning that everything is curved and no straight lines on any of the geometries. This is also being directed by a guide or a book that I wrote on the principles involved in this process called Design Science in the New Paradigm Age, anticipating the kind of work that we will be doing as evolution demands of us in terms of our designing for the future, so that the vocabularies and the aesthetics and the shapes and forms are now very different than we had in the Euclidean space, where everything was flat and the geometry was very orthogonal, 90 degrees, and not very sexy. So the way we start with this process is basically with a curved triangle. Here is the curved triangle. Is with this and then it folds into a container that is now basically, this is called a deltahedron. So this used to be a cone at one point in time, and the cone was then transformed into this new geometry so that we can make the transition from the Euclidean geometry into this other very curved systems, so that we can now use multiple elements and create configurations that begin to envelop a lot of space, almost like a geodesic dome after my hero, Buckminster Fuller. That kind of inspiration is now being reduced to other dimensions and other applications on smaller scales for consumer products, for appliances. Inventors who would like to have their enclosures and their housing for mechanisms and what have you could actually look at this kind of concept. And my effort would be one of collaboration with people who are interested in sort of the term I use, sexifying their designs in a very practical way. And I thank you very much for this opportunity to begin to start the collaboration movement going, where we could start building on a community level and sharing and collaborating, because there are items that inventors might have that could actually kind of fuse into what others are doing and make it sort of nice, tight community effort to move the economic sort of morass that we're in right now to a very feasible, collaborative, sharing economy that the world desperately needs right now. So,
thank you very much, Herb. Where can we find out more information about your geometry and your book?
Okay, the site is called Ideas.
You know, we'll come back to you. We're going to have some questions for the entire group. So if you remember during the time, then just tell us. Or if you remember now.
Ideasforonlinebiz.com.
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 Sounds good. Herb, thank you very much. Very interesting. I mean, look, we have products, we have generators, we have methods and theories here. So we appreciate your insight to what you've come up with. Thank you so much, Herb.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so stick around and we're going to have some questions for everybody. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, we gave everybody a chance to speak. I think we're just missing one inventor, and we'll get them on the next Inventor Showcase. And if you would like to be on an Inventor Showcase, become a member. And you get this being part of this 4-minute presentation and some intros on some of the other meetings and other perks. But I'd like to add all the inventors that presented tonight on the screen. And let's get you on, Mariko. There you go. You're back on. And Mike and Dr. Ryan. I think everybody's on here. Hopefully I'm not leaving anybody out. All right. There's been a lot of comments from the group, and I'm sorry I didn't put every comment on while you were speaking. I also didn't want to distract you, but feel free right now, everybody, to just tell us what your questions are. Well, ask us questions to any of the presenters tonight. If you have any comments, I'll send it also to them. So Randy sent one. Great job, Herb. Way to be forward thinking. Good options. Alexis has a fan club here of knitters. And all right. So what kind of questions do we have for our presenters tonight? Erica mentioned so inspirational on so many levels, all of you. Yvonne, I think, and Sean put the email for, or the website for Herb. It's ideasforonlinebiz.com. So they put that on. Yep, Sean, you got it right also. All right, so Yvonne said thanks to all presenting inventors. Oh, here's a question. Sean has one. Jeff, does your product work with pants? Is that for Jeff or for oh, I think that was for Mike. Mike, does your product work with pants?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I've never tried it. I shouldn't say no, I've never tried it.
Okay, let's see, who else do we have here? Let's see. Oh, Joe, what a fantastic group of amazing inventors and entrepreneurs. Let's see, Mike. Please contact physical therapy offices to include in the rehab kits. That's for the pants butler. All right, everybody that's on in the chat, I have all the inventors that are on here that presented. Ask away. I mean, they've been through different types of development. There's inventors here that are with finished products that are available for sale today. They've been through the ups and downs and the trials and tribulations of being an inventor, but they have success that they've started to see. Okay, we have a question here from Artisha. How did you find the right production team to help you make a prototype? Which presenter wants to answer that?
I made my own prototype. For myself.
So what did you do? You just came up with, well, yours seems like you can kind of just form a shape with some material.
Yeah, I used some plastic and I shaped it myself and ground it and got it to the right size, and then I did a lot of drawing and then I went with the CAD file and got the 3D print. So,
so yours
first prototype I just did myself. A lot of the things I did were myself.
What about you, Jeff?
I'm not nearly that talented. I had to go through some engineers who tried and tried again. We went through more iterations than I want to admit to. The original 4 or 5, 6 iterations ago didn't look anything like this. So we had testers who beat us up pretty bad, but it took engineering to do it. Obviously, a lot of components inside.
And you had right, and yours is electric. Mariko, yours is electric, right?
Yes.
What did you do for your prototypes, Mariko?
Yeah, so what I did was I took a blade from off one of the traditional clippers, and I cut the bristles out, and I set the blade inside. So and then I sent the picture that I had to our engineer. His name Mr. Thomas, and he had came up with a drawing that looked similar to what I have, and I presented it to the manufacturers in China, and this is how we came up with it. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, the questions are rolling in, so we'll take turns in answering the questions. Diane, inspiring to hear and see how others reach their light bulb experience. I'm an inventor also, newly patented folio. Hopefully I'll present my product at NIC in the very near future. Thank you, Diana, or Diane. All right, Bob has a question. Let's see what you have here, Bob. What has been, let's see if I can get this on here. What has been the hardest problem to overcome while getting to market? Ryan, you're experiencing right now working on your prototype, trying to get it to market. So what are some obstacles you have?
So in our space, particularly, it's the hardware space for energy. So that's quite a competitive space. So in terms of the supplies that you need to develop the prototypes, it's quite entailed. Like I did some stuff in my garage, as most inventors did. And once I did as much as I could in my garage, I had to go for more specialized help. So I had to seek out industry professionals in different areas to get the knowledge base that I needed to move forward.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, Chris, when it came to choosing a manufacturer, what are the key factors that made you choose them? Who wants to answer that question?
Well,
I
Jeff,
chose mine because it was nearby and in Colorado, and I was trying to, since I was from Colorado, I tried to keep things local for me, and one that knew what they were doing that
Okay.
I could afford and that I could afford.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
really directed by the engineers, but in terms of searching for parts, I did a lot of that research as well. When it came to designing the boards, of course, that's out of my realm, but the major parts I participated in researching. But the product's going to evolve, so things will change.
Great. And what about you, Mariko? This is a good question.
Yeah, some of the key factors for me was the cost of the parts and things like that we had to have for this product, and also the communication. So that was no big for me. Also, just making sure that we had a very effective communication, to bring this product to life.
Very nice. Okay, Tim has a question. Patent holders. Who's a patent holder? Just raise your hand real quick. Okay, Jeff. Okay, Kathy. Great. Mariko. So quick question. Patent holders, how long was the patent process? You know what? Yeah, before even answering, there's many factors to this, obviously. And I know that we have Robin also that's on the chats going, but it could vary whether it's a design patent, a utility patent, which is otherwise known as a non-provisional patent application. And obviously, it also depends on what department it's being sent to and how intricate your invention is that the patent examiner has to review. If anything you want to add also, Robin, you're more than welcome to add to the in the chat, and I'll get you on here as well. But how long was your process? For me, an average for a design patent takes about a year, a little bit over a year. The utility patent till I get my first office action is probably about 18 months. What do you guys think?
Mine was a utility patent, and it took about 2 years ish.
We actually have two patents. The first one was on a design which completely failed, and that one took about three and a half years. This new one was a year and a half plus.
Yeah, I have about I have over a dozen patents, and I feel like the patent office has really stepped it up with responding and taking action much quicker. So that would be great. Okay. Oh, Alexis, you're back on. There she is. I knew we were missing you, Alexis. There you are.
You forgot about me.
All right. So let's. Alexis, any of the questions you wanted to answer real quick? Anything that kind of stood out that you thought you might want to answer? Like finding a manufacturer. That's okay. Finding a manufacturer was a good one. How did you find one to start producing your invention?
Yeah, that's a continuous issue. Definitely, it's hard to do. It's hard to find somebody that's going to do it right for you. So yes, I went to India. I didn't go to India. I manufacture in India, and it's not. I think that was one of my biggest, hardest obstacles.
Mm-hmm. Joe has one here. Ryan, have you considered working with some of the big guys like GE or Tesla? If you can answer real quick, Ryan.
Yes, absolutely. And we welcome any of those folks.
Sure, that would be nice. You have to get in front of them, right? All right. What do you think? Any other questions for the inventors, for the presenters? Let's see. What does Tisha have? Is it true you should get a patent in China as well, especially if you're using them to manufacture it? I think there'll be some mixed answers about this. I don't know has anybody filed international with the inventors on tonight? No, I think we're all focused on the US, but yes, you can get intellectual property protection in many other countries, and you want to protect yourself for sure, depending on what type of product and what your marketing strategy is for distribution in other countries. Okay. All right. Let's see. What other questions do we have? Oh, Sean, this is a good one, and this could be good for the other inventors, presenters tonight. Sean's asking you, Mariko, how did you build your social media followers? I know that Sean is a member also, and she has a shore cover. It's a utensil holder and rest, and she's trying to build a following. So maybe you can share some of your knowledge with us.
Well, the way I built my social media followers was just posting pictures and videos of the products that I have. And it just, caught some traction. With this right here being the world's first, it definitely, built a lot of followers from that.
Okay. All right. I think we are good. Let's see. Interesting. Lot of comments coming through. So why don't we end off by just giving your contact information one more time, or a website if you have something for people to purchase. Maybe you have a coupon code that you might hook us up with for anybody listening or watching. Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff Guindon, cyclingdesigns.com. Email is jeffguindon@cyclingdesigns.com. The website is www.cyclingdesigns.com. I'm twisted.
Oh, that's okay. That's for the camera in the back of your bicycle, and in the front, you actually see the LED screen. You can watch everything that's going on behind you, and it records. Congratulations, Jeff. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, and Kathy, you stuck with us, even though you weren't feeling well today. You look fantastic, and your product is fantastic. If you can tell us where we can buy the coffee bullet.
Coffee bullet, coffeefilterfix.com. My email is coffeefilterfix@outlook.com. And that's it. It's very simple.
Right. Great. Okay, Herb? Herb, are you with us? There you go. Okay. One more time from you, if you could tell us where we can go. I think we put it in the chat here. I know some of the people are asking for your info in the chat, but we go to ideasforonlinebiz.com, and that's how you can reach Herb and take a look at what his geometry for describing curved space. Thank you so much, Herb. Okay, Dr. Ryan.
You're very welcome.
Hi, everyone. Yes, you can reach me at my website, which is cleonmay.com. That's CLEONMAYE.com.
Yes.
In the chat.
Herb?
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank
you.
Great. No problem. We gave your information before, so we got you, and everybody has your website.
Ideas.
Yep.
Curved
Okay.
space.
Got
That's
it.
the world that we're living in.
All right, Mike. Where can we keep in touch with you and keep an eye on the Jacket Butler?
The website is www.sundownIdeas.com, and the email is sundownIdeas@yahoo.com.
Okay, I think we lost Alexis. Let's see if we catch her before we end. But she's at My Two Ladies Knitting. I think it's mytwoladiesknitting.com. Okay, and Mariko, tell us about your product website. Where can we go?
Yes, you can find the products at formasgrooming.com. It's the number 4 masgrooming.com, and the one for the pets you can go to 4pets, the number 4pts.formasgrooming.com, and you can also go to the search query on Amazon and Walmart online, and then type in formats, and you guys see these products.
Excellent.
And remember, if you can brush it, you can cut it. If you can brush it, you can cut it.
Look at how well groomed you are. I'm glad you're using your own product, and many people are. So congratulations, Jeff. Robin, who was our presenter from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office earlier, the former patent examiner, and she's also part of the innovation outreach team. She looked up to find your patent that was issued. When was it issued? Today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. So she has your number. I don't know if she has it before you, but
no, I have the
public.
number. It's 11,198,399.
That's the one that you pulled up here. There she is.
Thanks, Robin.
So anybody can look up and take a look at that. So I just want to thank everybody for your participation tonight, for the support of the National Inventor Club. I love doing this, whether it's free or paid membership. Everybody just be a part of this group, and we just keep getting bigger and bigger every month. Getting great guests. I mean, we've had Indiegogo and the inventor of the cell phone, Marty Cooper, and I've had Alex, who's the Mr. Wonderful, the president of Mr. Wonderful's venture capital. We have John Tesh, who's a pretty well-known guy. He's going to be on next month. So just keep active, keep posted on the website. Also started to do newsletters every month to keep everybody together. So just amazing work, all of you. And we hope to see many other inventors that are Inventor Showcasing coming up. And tomorrow night, we have our service provider showcase, which are patent attorneys and patent agents that are going to be presenting tomorrow night. So keep a look on one of the social medias. Hold on one second. Let me just mute Herb there. There we go. I think I can hear myself again. So we can, take a look at the emails that you're getting, the social media that you're on. We'll have the service provider showcase doing the same thing like this. I believe we have 4 so far. So we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you all. Appreciate your participation again. And keep on inventing, everyone. Thank you. Have a great night.
Take care. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.